Hello, and finally, welcome back to the Fish's Lair, and this is my WWE Night of Champions review. I don't know if anybody else watched the pre-show, you probably did, but I thought Randy Orton was hilarious. He was up there with Chris Jericho. It was pretty funny, the pre-show. And then you go right from the pre-show to definitely the best match, the Usos and Goldust and Stardust. It was a great match, and the Rhodes brothers, they deserve the belts. They're awesome, and I'm glad that them and the Usos are feuding because they put on a good show. And anytime you put the Usos at the top of the card, they're gonna steal the show. They have a pattern of doing it pretty much the last so many pay-per-views, they have stole the show. What, 4, 5 they've been at the top of the card, something like that, and working with good tag teams. So yeah, Goldust and Stardust win. They have the belts now. Awesome stuff. You probably already know that because this is a late review, but I'm going to give you a full recap anyway. Next match was Cesaro and Sheamus. This was a pretty good match. These guys are bruisers, and I just wish Cesaro would get some more play. I wish Sheamus would get some more play. I'd rather see him carrying the belt than Brock Lesnar, because Sheamus is always on the show. He's consistent, and I think Sheamus is very entertaining, as well as Cesaro. I'm hoping that this Cesaro-Dolph Ziggler thing goes on for a little bit, because those two are two of the best performers in the WWE right now, and it's good to have them showcase against themselves, because they both make other people look incredibly good. Sheamus did keep his belt, which is cool, but hopefully Cesaro will get some gold on him sometime here next year, or sooner. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. Well, The Miz took the belt from Ziggler, I'll tell you that. And I'm kind of sick of Dolph and Miz matches, except for the fact that Mizdow was there. And I keep going off about Damien Sandow. But Damien Mizdow now, I love the guy. I think he is hilarious. I don't think he gets enough credit for anything that he does. I still think about him coming out in the leotard and swinging around the thing at, was that SummerSlam he came out in the leotard? I don't know, but that was hilarious. That was his identity crisis time, but I like these characters that he plays. I think it sucks that he's not getting more play and doesn't have a belt, that he got freaking buried after he won Money in the Bank and tried to cash it in on John Cena, but hopefully they do something with him else in the future. I'd like to see him just go like dark side and just destroy Miz and some other people. By the way, the next night on Raw, Dolph Ziggler won the belt back and has had it since then, so it didn't really matter that he lost it. So during this pay-per-view, because Roman Reigns was supposed to be there, they kept talking about him having his hernia surgery. And you know what? I wish him well. I hope he comes back, but him going out was the best thing to happen for the company right now, because things have been just... And right now, Ambrose and Rollins are going to be the guys to carry the company. And I'm just... well, I'll get more into that, but I'm going to say right now, I'm happy to see that Cena is working so well with bringing up Ambrose and not just trying to dump on him. So after that title match, Rollins came out and thought he could just get away with not having a match. But then he decided to be fair to the people and give an open challenge to anyone, and guess who shows up? Dean Ambrose, who had been gone for quite a while. And they just went crazy. It was an awesome brawl. Next to the Usos and Goldust, Stardust, Rhodes Brothers match, that brawl was phenomenal. Just Ambrose jumping off everything, them fighting through the crowd, and I mean Triple H has to come out and break things up. That was good. Those guys, if they continue to have chemistry like this, it's going to be one of those combos that goes on into the future that just work incredibly well together. You know, like I'm definitely overshooting my boundaries, but when I think of awesome combos, I can think of one. More recent one, Jericho and CM Punk always work well together. Stone Cold and The Rock, Triple H and The Rock. One of my personal favorites, which should be brought up more, is Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect. I just watched that Mr. Perfect documentary, and I didn't know that he was injured at SummerSlam 91, when those two probably had my second favorite match of all time for the Intercontinental title. Those two have amazing chemistry, and if they continue this feud, it's going to be awesome. But I can tell you what I actually want to happen. Mark Henry and Rusev, this was just a BS match. I don't know how you can do that. Mark Henry loves this country. He was incredibly emotional, but yet you have him take the dive for chicken legs there. That was just BS. I didn't even want to talk about it because it was gross. Jericho and Orton, that was a good match, and it was just good to see some veterans put on a good show. I enjoyed that. I'm not going to say a whole lot about it, but it was pretty decent. Then we had a triple threat, Nikki, AJ, and Paige. It was okay. I have to say Nikki really shined. The women's division is nothing compared to the TNA women's division, but if I haven't said it to you guys before, I think that the WWE women, they have a lot more guidelines they have to work with. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think they push themselves as hard as the TNA women. If we could pick up some of the TNA girls, just buy them out and get all their great wrestlers, I think the company would be doing better, but I'll let them make their own choices. AJ did keep her belt, which is cool, but I'm kind of sick of seeing her and Paige fight at every pay-per-view. I mean, yes, they are the best in the women's division, but nobody wants to see them every pay-per-view. And they always put them in one of those slots in between, like, very intense matches or what are supposed to be intense matches, and then they kind of get dumped on. So I don't appreciate that either. Because they were right before Brock Lesnar and John Cena. And here's where I get to it. Brock Lesnar, John Cena. Could have been one of the best matches this year until Seth Rollins had to jump in. I made a comment a long time ago about how I wanted Seth Rollins to cash in on Brock Lesnar and get destroyed. But that was bullshit. That just sucked. I was actually enjoying that match. I didn't really want Cena to win, but I knew that if Brock Lesnar kept the belt, we probably wouldn't see him a whole lot like when The Rock came back. But it was a good match. It was good back and forth, and then he screwed it up. I was really disappointed by that. I wanted to see them duke it out for a while longer. I wanted to see that, you know, half an hour back and forth match, because John Cena can do it, but Brock Lesnar doesn't do a whole lot of that. I mean, Brock Lesnar is all about methodical pacing. Cena can hang. Cena can wrestle for half an hour, 45 minutes. He's a veteran, and he's that damn good. As much as I don't like Cena, like I said, I respect the guy. But yeah, incredibly disappointed by that, and that is pretty much the reason why I didn't do this review right now, or until now. Because that just sucked. I just have not really been into wrestling lately. I'm catching it when I can, and I'm just really enjoying Dean Ambrose. I think some of his promos have kind of sucked lately, but he's also done some really amazing stuff. And like I said, I'm happy Cena is working with him. So if Ambrose keeps going the way he's going, and they don't try to shove him down our throat like they did with Reigns, with every commercial, every little thing, because it seems like they're holding back with Ambrose. I don't know if they're not sure about him or what. Maybe he's not the pretty boy that they want like Roman Reigns. But if they keep pacing like the pacing as it is with what they want to do with Ambrose, I only see good things. Continue to give him good matches. Like, eventually there's going to be Ambrose and Cena feuding, which I want. And you know what else I want? I want Orton and Rollins, because Reigns could not work with Orton. We found that out at, is that SummerSlam also? I think so. That was just an awful match. And I like where Orton's at right now. I'm actually really enjoying Randy Orton right now. Out of nowhere! Yeah. Rollins and Orton are going to be the big thing. When those two feud, that's going to outshine Ambrose and John Cena. I have a good feeling about that. And I'll tell you why. Just like this last Monday, I believe it was the 20th, Paul Heyman came out and he was talking some smack at Orton and Cena, and he called those two equals. Well, I have to say that's a pretty good assessment right there. I mean, they grew up same time period, class of 2002, like they said, had all these accomplishments, have been just really great for the business. But those two, I mean, they have traded a lot of victories back and forth. It's not like CM Punk always whooping John Cena's ass. I mean, they've traded stuff and they've had some pretty good matches. Though I do find it annoying seeing them fight again. It'll be Hell in the Cell, and that is always, like Paul Heyman said, or no, not Paul Heyman, like Mick Foley said, that cell is another thing you have to factor in. And Ambrose Rollins in the cell, if that is even a good match, it's going to be considered a great match, because this is the match for their career. Mick Foley was not joking. Speaking of Mick Foley, I love you, Mick Foley. Thank you for showing up on the show. I read your stuff online every day when you're posting. I think you're so insightful. I wish you would be more involved with things, and that was awesome to see you come out and be in the ring with those two guys, because that's the future. And if more people like you were in control of things, you could mold an incredibly wonderful future for us, the universe. And I just thank you for showing up on the show, because we appreciate you, and I thank the fans in Kansas City that were there cheering for Foley, because he deserves all of it. He deserves more. People should be, I don't know, sending him Santa t-shirts or cookies or something. Probably not cookies. He doesn't need cookies. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just being strange. It's been an incredibly awful so many weeks, months, whatever. I've been so out of it, and that is why I haven't been in the Fish's Lair cutting videos. I've just been pretty much grinding away on Destiny, catching wrestling when I can, watching different stuff on the network, trying to stay up to date with Sons of Anarchy and Walking Dead as well as just trying to keep an open mind for the news. But yeah, back to the point. Tonight is Hell in the Cell. It should be good. I'm going to try to get my review done by tonight or tomorrow morning. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it too. You can comment on this video or my page if there's anything that struck you right or wrongly at Hell in the Cell, and I'll definitely comment back to you on that. And I just thank you for taking the time to watch this. I hope you enjoy. Hit me up. I'm Roy Fei Hung. Have a safe day.